start off with questions.
I guess obviously, Manny, this is the biggest news. Obviously, we're having Blake James no longer being here. I guess can you kind of detail for us when you found out? I guess your personal reaction when you heard the news.
Yeah, Blake spoke to me and told me the news, and obviously, I thank Blake for the opportunity that he gave me here. I'll be forever grateful to him. Wished him the best, but his, what he told me and what he wants for this program is our complete focus on Virginia Tech. Jen Strawley and I have had a great relationship. She's been so helpful to our football program since I've been here, and I think she echoed the exact same thing. Let's make sure that our players, our staff, are completely focused at the task at hand, which is sending our seniors out with a victory Saturday night at Hard Rock Stadium.
Manny, how difficult is that speculation, or this whole task for you on a personal level, knowing it comes with the territory? It's not fair, it's not right, but it is what it is. That when an AD gets changed, you start looking at dominoes. How difficult has it been for you in the last few years?
But Tim, it's been. I mean, look, since we started the way we started, I think all of us in this program have had to just focus on 1 week missions, and by doing that, we won 3 games in a row. Had a chance to win a 4th game that we didn't finish. And I think that's the same thing this week. There's a mission. The mission this week is to beat Virginia Tech. That's all we can control. I think because of that mentality, I think our team has been pretty resilient through the course of the year. I think they've stayed together. They fought for each other, and they fought for this program every week this season. And that to me is the goal. That's what we want to get done this weekend. If we want our guys to stay together, fight for each other, fight for the older guys, fight for the seniors, and find a way to win a football game. And to me, I think that's, that was no different than back when we were 2-4. It's no different this week.
Do you see that speculation leak into the locker room? Is it noticeable?
That would be probably in their conversations, but I will tell you what I see is I don't see it in the way that we work. I don't see it in the way that we practice. I don't see it in the way that our guys come in the building preparing for a football game.
Since Blake was no longer here, has anybody had a conversation with you about your security and your job?
No, the conversation's been, we want to make sure that you're focused on beating Virginia Tech, and that's it.
Manny, do you feel like you have something to prove these last 2 weeks when it comes to your future?
No, I think we have to beat Virginia Tech. You know what I mean? I think that's the most important thing. Because this is not about me. This is about the players. This is about a group of, 15 guys, give or take, that are going to play their last game in Hard Rock Stadium, that have had phenomenal careers here, that have put the work in, the sweat. Those guys deserve to go out winners, And as a coach, that's really that's what we do. You know what I mean? We understand that it is our responsibility to pour in these guys, because these are that memory they'll never forget.
Manny, how do you stay focused? There's a lot of stress on you right now.
It hasn't changed though. I mean, I guess I understand the question, and I'm not trying to sound dismissive of it, but I guess nothing is really any different when you think about it, right? There's a game Saturday that we have to go win, and I'm almost done with 6 years at the University of Miami, and I've never felt going into a game week that there's not a game that we have to win. And what is required to go win a football game is what's required, and that's it. I mean, that's when you sign up and you wear the U, that's what's required. You know what I mean? That's the expectation. But so to me, the level of what you put into it or whatever, that's the same every week.
The Justin Fuente news came out, I guess, about 18 hours or so after the Blake news came out. When you're knee-deep preparing for a team and then find out that they've changed coaches halfway through your preparation for them. I mean, they're not going to reinvent themselves, I'm sure, but how much more does that add to the challenge when there is going to be an element of unpredictability? Yeah,
you don't really know what to expect, but what you see on film, you see a well-coached football team on film in all 3 phases. They're really good on special teams, which is what you expect from them. Their numbers are really good defensively. And offensively, they're going to roll their sleeves up and try and pound you and run the football. And very, very similar to what we see now in college football. They had 2 games that were coin flip games against Notre Dame. I mean, they were up 8 on Notre Dame with 4 minutes left. Got Same thing, Syracuse kind of on a crazy play at the end gets them, and it's just those are but these are good. That's a good football team. It's a good team. It's a good, well coached team. So to me, the film speaks to our challenge that we expect on Saturday.
You guys are. Go ahead. Sorry.
You're at a unique school, private school. What qualifications, what kind of AD would a school like this need, in your opinion?
Those are decisions for people above me. Because to be honest, from my vantage point, I don't know half of what an AD does anyway. Because I mean, they're pulled in so many different directions, and that's a difficult job. Certainly football is a part of it, but there's a lot of other demands on their time, and so yeah, that's not a question for me.
Manny, when you look at this time of year, the carousel starts, and I hate that term. It's whatever, but I don't know what else to call it. And you see Virginia Tech's a well-coached team. You see on film, and Justin loses his job. There's going to be a lot of guys that are going to lose jobs. Has the profession? You're highly compensated. I get it, but has the profession gotten thankless in some ways? It's when the cycle just never seems to end.
It's hard to say, Tim. When you really try to put things in perspective. What I always remember is that when Bobby Bowden was at West Virginia, they hung him in effigy. So people want to win. There's a lot of good coaches. There's a lot of good teams, and when good coaches play other good coaches and good teams play other good teams, we haven't figured out a way that someone has to win and someone has to lose. That's what it is. So, and it's what I mentioned earlier in the week. We're trying to push this team to get the best record we possibly can, and the way to do that is to get a win this week, and that's what's in front of us.
Let's go a couple more. James Williams playing this week?
We're still not sure yet. We still kind of see how he's progressing. He's moving around a little bit better, and we're hoping.
Is it tough when you play a rivalry game, and no matter how you win it or lose it, is it tough to shed FSU week no matter what the outcome is? Like, how do you?
It could be. Like I mentioned earlier, we had a team meeting on Sunday, and we had some older. I mean, obviously, look, when everybody walked in on Sunday, there was a lot of sadness. That was hard. But we had a couple other guys get up. We had them speak. What we try to do is we try to instantly get ourselves forward thinking to Saturday. I mean, as hard as that was, what would this mean? What does this Saturday mean? What can we do this Saturday? And I think if you guys kind of sharing their heart. Sort of refocus everybody, and just you could feel the tension come out of the room a little bit, and suddenly it was just a different feel, which I think helped us.
What is the last game, at home this season mean for you as a coach?
Well, it's always special because you always get a chance to see your last, the guys. We talked about it. We've had them talk this week about what's going to mean when you come off the turnpike and you see the stadium from the outside, and their memories, this class in particular, a lot of these guys, where I'm blessed is, I mean, I remember when they were in that recruited stadiums, or I'm sorry, in that stadium as recruits, and to watch them develop, and guys like Amari Carter, obviously Zach McLeod, the 6-year man. And it's gonna be crazy the last time they walk off this field, So I mean, as everyone, this is not a me thing. Everybody on this staff, everyone in this program is dedicated to do whatever we can to get them a win.
Have you talked to Zach that he's going to leave here with a record that is never going to be broken? Nobody's ever going to play 60 games for a school anymore.
He'd probably tell you he hopes not. I never really put that in context. That's really, really wild. I thought about it. We do a turnover circuit, and I was throwing him a football the other day, and I said, how many footballs do you think in 6 years I've thrown Zach McLeod? But that's, look, listen, there's a lot of things that coaching is, but the first thing it is it's a relationship business. And those are the things that you don't forget. And the relationships with guys like that, I know you have them come up here today. That's pretty special. And when you get a chance to coach guys like Zach or like Amari, those guys don't come around all that often.
Manny,
Thank you, everybody. Last one.
Okay, there's a lot of ugliness, obviously, on social media. Do you get the good stuff too?
The good stuff where?
For just out there, have you gotten a lot of support recently through this very hard time?
You mean? I'm not sure. From where though? I don't really understand. Outside of where? Or?
Outside of your family and stuff.
Yeah, listen. look, there are people, the people that, listen, inside, right, is what really matters. The people that are in here up for the fight. Now, I will tell you, when I say inside, I don't mean just inside the locker room or inside this building. There are people inside the university. There's people inside, our donors. I mean, there are a lot of people who have been unwavering in their support. Because there's a lot of people that are very successful in the business world that understand that results don't always come in a linear graph, no matter how much we want them to, but can also understand things that need to be fixed and need to be improved to go forward. So, I don't know that I answered your question, but I don't spend a lot of time seeking, outside reaffirmation, watching Jack Handy videos or something like that, maybe from Saturday Night Live. So,
Thank you.
we're good. Okay, thank you all. Okay.